I know that I might be a little bit late reporting this story because I really want to reported this story like when it first happened, but I want for more evidence to come out on this story. So I waited for a while, and there was additional information that came out of this tragic story. And for those of you who don't even know about this story, the woman that's on the left, who go by the name of Susan Lawrence, she shot and killed a neighbor named AJ Owens, the black woman that is on the right. And it was a dispute that went on for like 2.5 years. Well, over 2 years, almost 2.5 years. This event happened back in January 2021, so that's over 2 years. And it was a situation where she keep getting into it with her neighbor, and it mainly got more to do with her kids because AJ Owens is a mother of four, and the kids, of course, were playing outside. That's what kids do. Kids play outside. I mean, that's what kids would do. They love to play. And she claimed that the kids were on her property. Well, evidence came out that she didn't own a property. She didn't even own the apartment she had. The apartment, she didn't own anything, but she think that she could just use her full carrying mode to try to rule and boss people around, boss some kids around because they was having fun and playing outside, and she gets so annoyed by it. And it was stated that she used racial slurs with the children, even yelled at the children. And for 2 years, she been put. I mean, the neighbors were putting up with her. And what kind of, well, it don't shock me, but what baffles me is this woman was able to get away with that many, like, so many nuisance. She was a nuisance to other people, and the police didn't arrest her. She didn't even get arrested. Well, the day where the tragic incident happened, I think the kids were actually playing outside. There were some sources stated that she took one of the kids' tablet and went to the house and hit one of the kids in the toe with a roller skate. And the boy went over to call for his mother and tell his mother what happened. And the mother got upset about that. I'm pretty sure she was upset about it because imagine that you got a grown woman arguing with kids who was getting on your nerves for the last 2.5 years. Came over just harassing you and arguing with kids and sticking your, and she actually literally stick fingers up at the kids. And there was some sources and some of the kids even stated that she used racial slurs with them, and she also admitted that in court that she used racial slurs. Keep that in mind. And as a mother, the average mother would, the average mother to her children, they'll want to kind of have a talk with a woman. I don't know if her intention was going to fight or just to talk. Or to let her know, don't you do this to my kid. I don't know what her intention were, but she went over to her house and knocked on her door. That woman took a gun, just shot her in the chest, and she died in the hospital. And the sad thing is, she was shot in front of one of her sons, because the son went with the mom to talk with the woman. And she stated in the court that she was scared because she was trying to bang her door off the. I don't believe that. She trying to, I guess, knock her door down, bang her door down, because she was acting so belligerent and wild. She got so scared, she feared for her life, so she took a gun to shoot through the door. And she used that stand your ground defense because stand your ground that's a law that was passed in Florida, especially during the time of George, we call it George Zimmerman, when he shot and murdered Trayvon Martin. I think a lot of people kind of got hip to that stand your ground situation, even in Florida, where the same state where George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. Well, she used that defense and also self-defense, but self-defense, last I checked, it's not standing your ground in self-defense when you engage in children in confrontation, yelling at them, cuss at them. and throwing things at children, and then take one of their tablets and went in the house. And then the mother, as most parents would do, would want to talk with you about what you did to the kid. And you just have a gun, just shoot them. That's the only mistake I would say the mom shouldn't have done, because we all should learn from this. Because I'm doing this video as a learning lesson. When you see somebody is crazy, something wrong with them in the head, don't go to their house, don't approach them, call the police. And that's what she did. She literally called the police many times. And the police didn't do anything. They didn't arrest her. They should have handled that long ago. And she probably would have still been alive today. But they didn't do their job. And if I was the family, I would have sued the whole, I would have sued the city, the police department, because they could have been on their job. And she should have been evicted a long time ago, because she stayed in that apartment. And people was warning, and she was being, people was warning, I guess, the landlord of her. And she didn't even get evicted. Well, now she's evicted, of course, because she got arrested and she murdered somebody. She murdered that woman. So, of course, she's been evicted. But, people, I understand, you want to, that make you angry knowing that your kids is being taught racial slurs. And she called one of the kids, after she threw a skateboard at the kids, she called them a black slave. Called one of the kids a black slave. Then went in her house. It's not really wise to approach somebody's house. Just, what I'm saying? Because you don't know what they have behind that door. And she shot her. Now, she shouldn't have get shot. I agree. She shouldn't have been shot. But people, we got to be careful. We got to be careful out here. Just got to play safe. This is a learning, like I say earlier, this is a learning experience. Well, she been offered bond. I think it was I think the bond was half, $150,000, $154,000 bond. That's what I'm thinking. But I don't know if she got the bond yet or not. But I hope justice is served for. Her. I hope she get the right amount of sentence. And I hope and pray for the family that they can recover from this, because them kids, they're going to be traumatized for life, especially the son that witnessed his own mom get shot. And the sad thing is the son literally blamed himself for his mom's death, because he said that he the one that tell his mom about the situation that happened, which I don't know. He shouldn't blame himself for that, because you should tell your mom. You should tell your mom about the situation. And he don't know CPR. That's what he's mentioned. That's why he felt bad about that. He shouldn't feel bad about that at all. But I understand he a young kid, and it's very hurtful. And also, you just got to think about it. At that age, at a very young age, because those kids was between the ages of 4 and 12. So around that age range, they're going to haunt him for the rest of his life. And he was yelling for the neighbors, "Help me, my mom got shot." He was yelling that for the neighbors. And not to mention, it take about 4 days to arrest her. 4 days. 4 days for them to arrest her. Because they was looking to see if it's a self-defense or stand your ground. That don't matter. Let's just say the roles reverse. And I hate to bring race on this. And let that be a black woman shoot a white woman. I don't think a black woman get that far. That black woman have been arrested or either charged or kicked out the apartment. A black woman harassed a group of white kids and say hateful things to kids, those white kids, and throw some stuff at kids. She wouldn't last in that apartment, let alone she wouldn't even last in that neighborhood, let alone go to jail, because they'll take her to jail in a skinny minute if the roles were reversed. I hate to drag race into it. I don't want to do it, but we got to state the facts. You got to call a spade a spade. If the roles were reversed, this would end completely different. But as you know, we living in a system that benefit a certain group of people, unfortunately. But I'm glad that she got arrested, and I hope the family recovers from this. And a lesson learned, people. try your best to, I mean, just be safe. Don't engage people like her, like Susan Lawrence, because somebody like her is an old miserable person who get mad at everything. You get mad at children playing, get very annoyed. That's what kids do. I mean, if you and let's call it what it is. They were black kids. I probably can almost bet if they were white kids, she wouldn't have, because she wouldn't even act like that. Because let's be real, she used racial slurs at these kids, stick her finger up them, calling them black slaves. If you don't like black people, leave them alone. Go to an area full of white people if you're that way. Or in fact, go to a senior home or something. Because I think she might be old enough to be qualified for it, but she may not be that quite old. Go to a senior home or go to a housing area where a lot of senior citizens are at, where you don't have to worry about kids playing. That's my opinion on that. But tell me what you think about this. And also, she got a GoFundMe page too. If you want to like send her and a family funds, you can do so. You can look for, I think her GoFundMe, I think I got her name on it, say AJ Owens. But you can easily look for it because she set up a GoFund. The family set up a GoFundMe page. I think her mom did. But tell me what you think about this, and people, be safe.